Hello you guys, good morning. The topic of the day is add and subtract fractions with like denominators. What does it mean? It means that they have the same denominator. It cannot be different denominators. So our first example that I'm going to show you is how to add 1/2 plus 2/2, and we're going to be using a number line to do that. Okay, so the first thing we do is we're going to look at the denominators. We see the denominators are 2, and what does the denominator shows me? The number of parts into how many the whole is going to be cut. So each whole is going to be cut into equal parts. So I'm going to cut this one right here and this one right here, and I'm going to name all my whole number line. Okay, so we would start right here: 0 halves, 1/2, 2 halves, 3 halves, and 4 halves. That's easy peasy. You've done this 1,000 times. This should be really easy for you, right? So the next thing we do is we're going to place the first fraction that they give me. So where should I place the 1/2? We just check on the number line because it's already all the fractions that I need there on the number line. So we start by 0, 2, 0 halves, 1/2 right here. So I just put the little dot right there, 1/2, right? So they want me to add or move down the line 2 halves. So every time I jump, it's going to be 1/2 because each space that I take, it's a unit fraction. We learned that from the beginning when we started talking about fractions. Each time I jump, that means I'm taking one unit fraction, 1/2. So I'm going to jump from 1/2, one jump, and I'm adding 1/2 to my 2 halves. Am I done yet? No, because they are asking me to add 2 halves. So I give another jump. Okay, another 1/2. So I started at 1/2 and added 1/2 and 2 halves, and that's it. Where did I land? I landed in 3 halves. So the answer for this is 1/2 plus 2 halves equals 3 halves. That's it. Easy peasy, right? Okay, welcome again. Here is our second exercise. We have the fractions 2/3 plus 3/3. Once again, the first thing I have to notice is that they have the same denominators, not different. They have to have the same denominators. So the first thing I do, since I already checked that both of them are the same, the denominator is showing me into how many equal parts each whole is going to be partitioned. So from 0 to 1, into how many equal pieces is going to be cut? Exactly 3. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to cut these into kind of 3 equal parts. I always try my best cutting into the in fair shares. Okay, so once I'm done cutting or partitioning my number line, each whole, I have to name my number line. So I will start right here. Right here will be 0/3, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3, and 6/3. Okay, so now the next thing is I place my first fraction on the number line. What would that be? Let's see. I look for my 2/3 right here. Easy peasy. It's already done. Okay, and then I'm going to move how many unit fractions? It shows me 3/3. So I'm going to jump 3 times. Okay, from the 2/3, every time I jump is 1/3. So I'm going to start counting. Okay, so we jump from 2/3, 1/3, 2/3, and 3/3. Okay, that's the number of times I have to jump. So right here I'm adding. So if I add 2/3 to these 3/3, where do I land? I land right here on my 5/3. So 2/3 plus 3/3 equals 5/3. And that will be your answer. Maybe if you just look at the math, you can make it really, really easy, right? 2 plus 3 equals 5, and the denominator doesn't change. Yes, you're right. That is a shorter and easier way to do it, but you have to learn how to do it on a numbered line. Okay, I'm going to give you this example because I know this is how it's going to look like on your IXL, and I don't want you to freak out because it's basically the same thing. They just put it out in a different way. So we have this operation, 3 blank spaces with a denominator of 4, and then we have a number line with all the fractions name, but you have 2 boxes, two fractions that are on a box, and then you have a plus 1/4. So what does it make you think about? Okay, we're starting where? The first fraction is the 2/4. So right here, we should place that first fraction, but only the 2 because we already have the 4th, right? And then we're adding how many jumps? We're adding only 1 jump. So we add 1 jump, 1/4. And then where does it land? It travels, and it lands where? On the 3/4. Was it hard? Of course not. You guys are super smart. So I think you guys are going to do great. If you have any trouble, just let me know, send a picture, and I hope you do awesome. Be amazing. Bye-bye.